just got the car back. Does sound a little bit. Hopefully that won't cause too much feedback. All right. Everybody says I should have a YouTube channel for this car. So I'm creating a YouTube channel for this car. Goes by the name Quattro with the EAUX. Go Tigers. All right. There's been a lot of changes to this car. I bought this car in 2019, you know, year of the Joe Burrow. Go Tigers. And stayed pretty much stock. I got an X-pipe and some stuff. And it just rode it for a couple years to about 2020, 2021. And I had the great idea that I was going to supercharge this V8, this 4.2 liter, already tuned to hell, excuse me, V8, and try to make it somewhat, I don't know what you call it, competitive, because cars are getting faster and faster every day, right? So I'm gonna start this channel by basically making an intro while I'm in traffic listening to the new exhaust. I'm going to try to cut it with some clips from my wife who's driving in front of me, thank you, babe, to give me some secondary footage. Hopefully it turns out fine. This is kind of a guinea pig moment. And so what we have here is a 2014 Audi RS5 B8.5 model with the facelift, with the 454 horsepower, 300 and something pound-feet of torque. Excuse me while I get out of traffic. You know, I like to swerve a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely running as it should. And so I got the Eventuri cold air intake, the carbon fiber intake. I got the ECS X-pipe. I upgraded to the EC ceramic brakes with the waveform, the wavy brakes as they call them. Then I put a sub in the back. I know, right? Race car. Do you want subs or do you want horsepower? I kind of wanted both. Which is another reason why I bought an RS5, was because it kind of checked all the boxes for me. It doesn't do, well, besides sound good as hell, it doesn't do really anything great. You know, it just kind of does everything well. And I kind of like that because that gives me everything I want in a car that can last forever. Boy, that boost is building, y'all. I'm trying to hold myself back because I'm trying to talk to y'all, but anyway, after the X-pipe, the intake, the subwoofer, the brakes, I did the brake lines. I bought the supercharger kit thinking, oh, that was gonna be it, but that was a foolish heart of me. Ended up getting the lightweight flywheel from JHM. Ended up, you know, getting two different tunes. I had an issue with the tune that came with the kit, particularly the TCU tune, just would not load in my car. So I had to go with TVS and get a good tune that way. What else came with it? I had to get the transmission cooler kit. Shout out to Red Miss Racing. I had to get the anti-gravity battery I mentioned, which is very lightweight and can hold my subwoofer and the strings of it driving this car, which used to be my daily. It's not my daily anymore. I got another Audi A8L. What else did I do? I did the B8 drivers, headlight upgrade, basically throwing money at something for looks, which is something, if you know me for a long time, I do care a little bit about what my car looks like, as well as the performance. The performance half of my life is just now starting. I've been mostly into just making cars look good, look nice, you know, photographical, photogenic. And so then we get to installing things. I have a couple of headaches. I have a couple of leaks. I pop a couple of belts. Ended up tearing up a pulley. If you want to see all this stuff, you can go to my Instagram, which I'm going to try to put a link to in the description, or at least in, you know, the video for you to click, and so you can follow and you can really see the story in detail there. Well, I messed my pulley up because one of the bolts had backed out. It wasn't torqued in right. Neither here nor there. Ended up having to get a customized pulley made because I want the lip of the belt to be you know, a little taller so the belt wouldn't jump as much, which ended up being a good solution, but my belt still kept coming off. And so then I had to do a tensioner spring modification to kind of fix everything. Whoa, Nelly, car kind of hopping a little bit, you know what I'm saying? There's a little razzle-dazzle. And so just went through practically hell again. Sorry to use my French, but went through a lot just trying to figure out how in the world I was going to get this car running on a daily basis and try to make it not only a performance car, but make it, you know, be able to do what I needed it to do, you know, if I need to take it to New Orleans or take it back home to Mississippi and stuff like that. And so once we got all that straightened out, thanks to Brian's German Auto, which is where we're just leaving, I kind of rolled around a little bit, caught up with my friends, met some guys with some Audis, particularly RS5s, interested in the same things, had the same kind of moral compass, family guys I could really hang with and talk shop with, and, you know, feel like, hey, we got this thing going here. So we've been doing the RS504 thing for a while, but now it's starting to blossom. So shout out to those guys. Christian, Jack, Ant, Aaron, just all y'all guys are just wonderful guys, and I mean, it's a blessing to be around you all. So shout outs to them, man. And so I've been getting into a lot with this car as far as just spills go and things like that. I finally decided that I was going to upgrade the exhaust. I had the JHM headers. So I put the headers on that too. I forgot to mention that. And so now I've got all these pieces and all these things going on with this car. And I finally get it riding like I want to. Now here I am. I'm trying to support what I've done. Drivetrain inserts, transmission mounts, carrier mount upgrades, things like that, along with this full catback exhaust to match up to the headers, because the headers are actually 2.75 inches in diameter, and my downpipes and exhaust were actually 2.5. So you can really excuse my car telling me I don't have any side markers, which I don't. Thanks, B8 drivers. I'm gonna code that out one day. But I can smell the car. I could feel like it wasn't, you know, breathing as good as it was. So I decided just to make the JHM headers with the JHM exhaust and see what happens. So that's where we are today. We're about to actually get on the interstate and get some rolling footage. I hope this GoPro doesn't fall off my wife's car. Y'all pray for us on this guinea pig test run that I didn't go over. When I bought the car, it was wrapped in Battleship grade 3M. I took the wrap off to expose the Ibis White. I just bought some new Volson wheels that I'm gonna probably show y'all in an upcoming video on Instagram or something like that. Gosh, this car is funky when it sits up under the thing. I'm gonna close the sunroof real quick. Whew. And so I'm gonna show y'all the wheels and all that stuff. I'm probably gonna put another wrap on it come end of the winter time for Texas 2K. Yes, I'm going to Texas 2K, God willing. And that's about it, man. But while we're sitting here, since I do have a new page, what they say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, help a brother out as I try to navigate this new era, this new phase, where I actually dig into what makes these cars work, and using some support from my friends. All right, thank you so much. All right, first test is this GoPro gonna fall off my wife's car? Let's see. So first thing I noticed is that it's a much deeper sound. I'm gonna leave the sunroof closed because it's just kind of, but it accelerates smoother. It seems like it wants to jump up a little faster. I'm trying to keep up with my wife now. But it's definitely not as loud as it used to be. I don't know. I'll try to link in some videos. It definitely breathes better. Like it takes these shift changes a whole lot better. Like the car is not fighting itself, it sounds like. And so I think this was a good modification. I think this is kind of releasing some of that trap horsepower I had, and the sound is actually more bearable. It's not as rattly as it was before. Before it rattly noise, and it wasn't very harmonic. And hopefully these clips turn out okay. There we go. Get a little downshift going. Overall sounds great. I'm just basically taking y'all on a ride back to my house and hoping that all this footage turns out okay. But yeah, it's moving. Even at the higher end, I can feel like a little bit more power, because the thing about this car is really good down low. Particularly, you know, of course from a launch with the Quattro, all that kind of stuff, it does good, but doesn't really do good trying to, you know, start from like really 75 and above. If you try to start this car and get into the power band from 75 and above, you may not notice that significant of a difference, nor will you hear it, you know. It's just, but yeah, the power band, the top part of the power band is okay, but where this car really shines is really once it gets off the line, about, you know, we take off and then you can really feel it around 30 miles per hour. Like I mean, I've lost this car a little bit from time to time, like, you know, losing traction and stuff, believe it or not, turning corners and stuff like that. I wish he would understand what we're trying to do here, but we got to learn how to do this. We're gonna grow and we're gonna get better with our footage and stuff. And try to make this thing look a little better, you know. Because right now I'm just kind of focused on the sound. I'm not even really paying attention. Even forgot to mention why I started to put this car in the shop. I got into it with a Hellcat and my boost gauge stopped reading appropriately. Like, it turns out the boost line or the vacuum line was kinked, and which is what I suspected in the beginning, but I mean, I troubleshooted everything. Trying to get this thing to work, man. I checked the oil levels, you know, took the supercharger apart. Cost me a pretty penny to get Brian's German Auto to troubleshoot this thing for me, because I got bills, I gotta go to work, you know what I'm talking about? And so it was nice to know that, you know, the supercharger wasn't torn up too bad. It's actually building more boost than it was previously. Anyway, I'm finna try to let this thing breathe a little bit. I'm gonna try to get down to 65 and just come through. See what my boost is doing. Now that we're at a lower speed, I'm gonna let these windows down a little bit, see if we can get some better acoustics. If y'all can appreciate that, but it doesn't sound the same, which is what I anticipated. Now, was I expected it to be this deep? No. This kind of is like Ant's AB's exhaust. I forgot which one he has. I think he has the Militech exhaust, and his is pretty deep, and I think mine's gonna give him a run for his money. I gotta see what it sounds like outside the car. Cause I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the little raspiness that was, but it was scaring people. People thought shooters were around, and if you look at some of the videos, like, it was kind of annoying to some people, which I can understand. But so is life. I mean, you got to do what you want to do, and if it's gonna be a loud car, it's just gonna be a loud car. Right? I mean, honestly, I'm building more boost, which makes me feel like the car is breathing better. Like, the the out is matching the in now, and so now I'm getting more flow. I definitely got to get to the track. I got to get to the dyno. We're talking about doing a dyno day for RS504. We've been talking about it for a couple months, but my car's been down for like 3 weeks, so it's not like, you know, I could just figure that out. But yeah, it sounds more performance like. My car does a weird thing where if I go into neutral and rev it up, I have to wait till the rails calm down to actually shift back into drive, which is probably a good thing. It probably locks you out from doing something stupid. And so, you know, German engineering, baby, good tuning. I think my tunes are gonna actually work a little bit better. I have been considering retuning the car, but I think I need to replace the clutch first, which is gonna be the next big thing I do. So if y'all know anybody at JHM, tell them, you know, I'm looking for that good sponsorship, you know, so I can get this clutch at a good deal. Not that it's too expensive, but it definitely ain't cheap. I mean, as of now, you know, now that we've gotten all these parts on here, you know, $2,000-3,000 isn't much. Because I mean, if we're being honest, and I might drop some graphics in here, I'm probably done spent like $50,000 upgrading this car. Don't hate me. Even the car got quiet on that one. So, but I'm happy with this car. I plan on keeping this car through all my natural life, and hopefully my sons will pass it down too, because I think this car is a piece of art. As we're pulling up to the house, I really do think this car is a great platform. There's not a lot of performance mods you can do to it. And the one thing I would say about this, because I know JHM has their kind of ProCharger kit out, this is more of a traditional belt-driven supercharger. It's made by Whipple. The only thing I don't like about this kit is the lack of support. I feel like, and I believe I am the only one stateside with this kit. The rest of the guys I know are in Europe. And so it's hard to find support. And so if you're looking for something that may be more plug and play and have the support, you probably want to go with the JHM kind of pro drivers, you know, pro charger system, excuse me. And so, but I think this is a great system. I think it was well built. I think it does have some kinks in it that you got to know what you're doing to figure out. But overall, I think it's a good kit, and I think we're gonna do all right with it. So we're at home. I can't wait to look at this footage. The camera made it safely. We made it safely. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing and liking these videos. Shout out to RS504. Go Tigers. Good night. And the first one, run this one. And so, she's in a full-size SUV. Excuse my French, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. And this light, because my wife is running it and she's got the camera. Lord have mercy, my wife drives faster than I do, believe it or not. You don't have to go fast, ma'am. Like, that's not the purpose of this video. Like, I'm trying to get some rolling shots and shit. And she's just doing whatever she wants to do, which is pretty status quo for my wife. She doesn't really listen to me all that much, but I still love her for it. Because most of the time she is right. I'm just worried about this camera. Ma'am, like, what are you trying to prove here? Like, what are you doing?